everyone. Happy Wednesday. I just wanted to pop in today because we're going to talk about constipation. My name is Kylene Terhune and I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. And probably one of the number one things that my clients struggle with universally before they become my clients is bloating and constipation. So I wanted to address constipation because it is so common, and often we're undereducated about it, or we misunderstand it, and we don't think it's that big a deal, but it is, because if you're not pooping, you're retaining toxins. Because what is your poop really? It's dead bugs, it is toxins, it is chemicals, it is food that needs to come out of your system. Your body has deemed it time to go. And so if you're retaining that instead of eliminating it, you can reabsorb those toxins, which can cause all sorts of issues. It can cause inflammation in your colon, it can cause hormone imbalances, it can cause lots of problems in spite of the whole discomfort and swelling that you might experience just from having it by itself. So, Constipation 101, what foods should you avoid eating if you trend constipation? Well, here are some general guidelines. So I'll give you specific foods in just a second, but some general guidelines are that you want to avoid processed foods, you want to avoid nutrient void foods, you want to avoid foods that don't have fiber, and of course, you want to avoid anything that flat out stops you up. So what foods would these include? Well, the top two foods I would say to avoid if you trend towards constipation would be gluten and dairy. So gluten can be in a lot of things, dairy is in a lot of things, but those are the top two common food allergens, and they are highly associated with things like constipation. So again, we want to avoid things that are nutrient void, we want to avoid things that cause inflammation, and dairy and gluten are at the top of that list. We can dig a little deeper though and say we also want to avoid processed foods. So especially if you trend constipation, you don't want to be eating lots of inflammatory oils and be going out to fast food restaurants a lot and things like that, and eating things out of packages and bags. So we definitely want to avoid processed foods. And then finally, if this is a long-term issue for you, you may, and this has a question mark around it because this isn't something that everyone would need to do, but you could definitely avoid grains altogether. So like I said, this is sort of as needed, but remember when we were kids, what did our mom and dads and the doctors tell us to do when we had diarrhea? It was to eat grains, right? Rice and toast, applesauce and bananas, the brat diet. And so why did they tell you to eat rice and toast and things like that? Because it stops you up. So if you're already trending that direction, you may give up grains for a period of time altogether, but I would definitely start with going dairy-free and gluten-free and see how that does. So this is a pretty short video, but tune in tomorrow and we will talk about what foods you can incorporate and things that you can eat that will also help with constipation. Bye!